Our next group is going to be Group 43. We have another 2 games there. Groose versus Yenta, and Primal versus Yenta. Let's hop on into it. Let's just start these games up. We're starting with Groose versus Yenta, which is another ZVZ. So I'm here for it. Let's switch that string back over to our main little thing there. And again, I was gonna say, if the hype moment happens and you're like, whoa, that's pretty sick, be sure to clip it and post it in the CPL Clips chat channel so that CPL staff knows when the hype moments are, so that when they make hype videos or promotional material, they have a lot of stuff on hand and they aren't having to pick through stuff by themselves. And the statistic I think Dada posted in the casters channel is that for the preseason alone, for these 2 weeks of preseason, we've casted over 50 hours of StarCraft games, which is a shitload. And so when you think about it like that, it's absolutely impossible for casters to sort through these. Yeah, Dada says we've casted over 2 days and 17 hours. So actually over 60 hours. Yeah. So if you like StarCraft and you're like, watch ASL and you're like, man, these pro players, they're good and all, but you know what? I just need more StarCraft constantly all the time. I want to watch an ASL length of time every 2 weeks. The CPL's got you covered with the CPL cast. Longest ASL for the record was Season 9 at just over 50 hours. The TVT season. And for a ZVZ, we have a Hatch first with an extractor trick versus a pool first with an extractor trick. But one was done before the other. Interesting. So Groose has an Overlord on the way, spawning pool on the way. Spawning pool on the way for Yenta. Drone started. And Overlord should probably start as soon as we hit 100. Now I think this favors... So I'm just gonna... Please tell me. Yes, okay, good. Because I normally like keeping regular colors on, even if they're hard to tell apart, just because it's, you know, if they pick these colors, they pick these colors. But... I'm looking at, glancing at the names, I'm like, okay, which player is who? So it does make it a little hard. So I'm pretty sure our Yenta in the top right here, the pool will be done in time for them to be able to get their Zerglings out to defend this initial rush by Groose. And their hatch is going to be out sooner. They're actually going 3 hatch? No, wait, that's the pool. Never mind. I'm dumb. But again, this hatch is going to be finished. The pool's finished, so we're just going to see immediately 3 Zerglings there, and we're probably going to see the first egg here, and that's a Zergling. Yep. The Groose is loose. Alright, here come the little Grooselings right across the map, just in time to put some damage on Yenta's base, and to has Zergling speed ready because they already have their extractor. But now Yenta's, they match, and they're going to get on top of it. The 2 Zerglings that just spawned kind of die for free. They get some damage done, but again, Yenta, it's easier for Yenta to reinforce their Zerglings than it is for Groose, but Groose taking really nice fights. The weakened Zerglings kind of are behind everything, and Yenta trying to get an engagement, a good engagement, but it just isn't happening. Groose's Zerglings are taking really nice trades, getting a lot of free damage on these blue Zerglings, and Yenta's trading really inefficiently. The hatch is taking a lot of damage, but I think we're finally, just by raw numbers, Yenta's barely able to push Groose out. Yeah, and Groose is going to have to recognize this. Both hatches done. Groose has... Oh, they're actually getting a 3rd hatch, so they are going hard on... they're going hard on this Ling Flood here. No, still no extractor for Groose, so they really are just dedicating hard on the Ling push. Getting a Sunken Colony in the main there, and also droning up so they can catch back up in supply there. Yenta on the counter attack here, catching a drone, getting some free damage, and every single Ling hit is so important because you're fighting like so much, doing so much. Okay, 2 sunken colonies going down. This is huge, and Groose is trying to get like some sort of concave, but instead his Lings. Okay. With the sunken colony up, reset here. With the sunken colony up, it is impossible for Yenta to actually break this, because even if they take a slightly better fight, this this sunken colony essentially every time it hits kind of counts as a Ling death, based on like how all these other Lings are doing damage. So Yenta shouldn't be able to actually overrun this, but Groose needs to get their gas so that they can start catching up tech-wise, right? Yenta can just start mining gas, go into mutas, and call it a day. Yenta pulling all their Zerglings back. Again, still, okay, they're just now starting to remine gas, but Groose still doesn't have their extractor finished. They have a 4-drone lead, which is about to turn into a 1-drone deficit. Never mind, they're about to be even on 14 drones. Something's going on here, but again, still no gas from Groose, which is bad. They are just going really hard on the, yeah, see, layer on the way. Alright. I'm guessing we're going to see more drones equals they're going into Hydras. I mean, I would say that has to be true, right? Because they're going to have a pretty big drone lead, but they're going to have to go Evo Chamber Spore Calling because they don't have the gas to try and catch up on the tech. Yeah, and Groose is just still constantly building drones. But the thing is, Yenta can match that, right? Like, Yenta can just come over here and be like, how many fucking drones does this guy have? And then just also pump drones, right? Gas finally being started here for Groose. We should probably see the Evo Chamber getting dropped here pretty soon. Again, Overlords in both mains. Just scouting around, seeing what's going on. There will be a minor hiccup here, because when the Spire finishes, right, both of these Overlords are guaranteed to die, and that's going to set Groose back, whereas Yenta only has this one over that's going to lose. There's the Evo Chamber, so we're probably going to start seeing 4 sunken colonies. Not a fan of that, I don't think. But Light Swarm is like the Hydra ZVZ master, so if they're in chat and they're like, ah, that's fine, it's probably fine. So here come the mutas. Spire's on the way. Spire's halfway done. Hydra Den finishing up. Evo Chamber done, so we should see like, you know, some additional spore colonies thrown down. Yeah. And there's the spores. So, hell yes. We are getting into the Hydra ZVZs. 6 mutas on the way. So the last Hydra ZVZ that we just recently casted, it really came down to the fact that the muta production was so slow, and we didn't really have a mass of mutas. Now with 6 mutas, you're getting into a territory where you can pop in one-shot a drone and one-shot a drone or 2 and just pop out, and the spore colonies aren't doing that much damage to you, right? Especially there at the natural. Also Yenta, the hidden base. I think this is like the weakness of that of going the Hydraless style, because you have to play campaign Zerg and just build a shitload of Sunkens and Spores. And like your opponent can kind of abuse that and say, okay, you're not mobile for a while, I'll just take a base, right? And especially it's easy to take a hidden base because you get mutas, you kill both the Overlords. Groose just now getting unsupply blocked from that. And then yeah, the mutas are gonna come in. There is a spore there. But again, the thing is you don't want to fight the spore. You want to treat this like Light Swarm in the chat says, like a TVZ, where you're diving in, you go poke and you dive out, right? Where you dive in, you pick off a Hydra or two, and you dive out. Oh Jesus, how many mutas was that? Okay, so 9 mutas one-shot a Hydra. No, not even. Hold on, how much damage does a muta do? 9? So, shit, so you need like... Okay, so 10 mutas one-shot Hydras. No, it should be 9 mutas because that's 81, so 80 plus the regen. Okay. This is a point where you can't really fight Hydras with just mutas anymore. Unless you're summoning. Oh shit. Yeah, see, this is the issue with this style that I'm seeing, right? Is that mutas, you have to play so secure. Here's the thing, that's a lot of Hydras. But that's a lot of sunken colonies. Oh, the mutas have like a really great angle there to hit the Hydra down. If they can get that, that's huge. Honestly, getting 6 sunken colonies and having Zerglings to back it up feels pretty good. Hydra is gonna fall. The mutas are just gonna be able to take that pretty easily. Let's see. I'm just super curious how this attack works. That is because Hydras do good damage. Yeah. See, but the Zerglings are fighting and they just can't fight through all of these sunkens, right? Like they just can't. It's like it's kind of like Goliath, but they're slightly better. What? What? How is this still alive? Is the audio desynced? Maybe. At what point? Yenta! I'm gonna personally DM Yenta. I'm gonna be like, what the why? What the fuck? What the fuck, Yenta? Yenta, you had 10 Mutalisks in the base. That was one more volley. Yenta, what the fuck? Okay, and now we have, Groose knows about the hidden base. And here's the problem though, right? You just build 50 fucking sunken colonies. I don't know, like, it's just weird, right? And the mutas can always threaten to just come back into the base and start harassing. I can't, I'm not over this. What the fuck? How? 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 Honestly, Mass Muta is pretty alright. I think that's +2 attack coming out. Yeah, that's +2 attack. Which is pretty good. And so now the Hydras are going to move up here to try and fight this base. And Yenta's just going to have to keep throwing down sunken colonies. Which is fine, because now the mutas can kind of fight the Hydras at the Nat. I would just love to see them dive in and kill some Overlords. So here comes the Hydras. But again, like, that is just so many sunkens, right? There's no way. The sound not desynced, it's fine. Okay, so the Hydras... So Hydras are good, actually, in sunkens. But now the mutas are catching the back of them. The Hydras are kind of turning around, and they're stuck between this layer of sunkens and the mutas. I don't know if the blind is in chat. Caldeer said, yeah, no, my tab was fucked up. Yeah, no, don't. That's not your fault, Caldeer. I hate my Twitch auto mod. Yeah, see, now this base could just die, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't see what Groose's, like, game plan out of this is. Please kill this base. Groose. I mean, Yenta, please do something. We can win this. We have so many Mutalisks. Yenta! Fight the Hydralisks! Okay, okay. Okay, Yenta could be doing so much. I want them to fucking kill the den, fight the Hydralisks, kill this third base. So mutas are about to have +2 attack. Looks like Hydras are on +1 armor, about to go be +1/+1. I am so Yenta. Please Please. Groose is getting Queens. The Mad Lead. Okay, Queens. This is the super secret tech that, okay. Light Swarm. How much have you been talking with Groose? Fucking the Queen and Snare tech for the mutas is so sick. Almost. God, I can't believe that this third base is up. I can't believe this. I can't believe the den is still alive. It's up to 170 HP now. I hit up. Okay. Okay, kill the base. You see it now. Yenta, kill the third. Yenta, you have so many Mutalisks. Okay. Yeah, there's no way. Groose just has to give this up. Alright. Now go kill the den. Go kill the den. Yenta, kill the den. Yenta, get into that main. Get into that main base, Yenta. Get them! All the Hydras move to the third. Oh, they're just... Jesus Christ, mutas are good. I'm just gonna leave. All those drones are dead, and they're going for the Queen's Nest? If they almost left the Queen's Nest alive. Okay, so the Queen's Nest is dead, and I'm not sure if Groose actually has Queens out on the map. I think I saw them in production, but I think they might have been in production at the third. Please. Yeah. So again, Groose is still stuck on, and they've lost so many drones. Yenta's mining from the top left base, so they're on 4 gas. This is, like, I don't know, right? But we saw there in that straight-up fight, the Hydras were killing the mutas, but I think this next wave is going to be what kills it, right? We have +2 attack on the mutas. Only +2 arm, +1/+1 for the Hydras. The mutas are just going to hop right on top of them. And Snare does go down, so the Queen was somewhere. The bounce is killing a ton of Zerglings. Please bounce. Okay. 20 drones to 31. Oh my god. Just have the mutas fight the Hydras. They're going to die. Oh my god. Dude, Groose with the fucking Hydra Pincer fucking outplayed the Mutalisks. I'm beyond being able to, like, understand what's going on in this game. Again, like, the mutas feel like they can fight the Hydras pretty straight up, or, you know, they can dive and kill the den that has 200 HP. Groose still only on 2 bases. Yenta, again, has those 4 gases that they can mine on, and now they're repositioning right above the Nat here. Queen's back out, so and Snare is back on the table here. Okay, and now the natural mineral line is dead. We're down to 17 drones, and again, here's the problem, right? There's a lot of Hydras. I just don't think they can fight through these, like, sunken colonies well, right? Before the mutas can retreat and just kill everything. How did Yenta get to the point of having that many sunkens with no opposing queens? No idea. Oh, the ensnare. Okay, that's huge. But the problem is, even with slowed down mutas, that is still a lot of mutas. And Yenta will take this game. That's GG. So, Light Swarm in the chat is our ZVZ Hydra expert. Like, now here's kind of what point in this game was the point where, like, Yenta was okay with just massing mutas to go fight Hydras? Was it like that first failed attempt where he lost all those Hydras against the sunken wall? Upgrades were super late. Okay. And he only had 1 Evo chamber, I think. So, like, is that also a factor? Like, you want 2 Evos to get the double upgrades? Alright. Yenta takes it. Let's get that splash up, though. Yeah, 2 Evo at least. No upgrades are okay, but you need the Queen Tech. Okay. So, from Group 43, Yenta takes it 1-0 over Groose. Then our next game is going to be Yenta versus... Our next and our final game is going to be Yenta versus Primal. Hydras are unplayable unless you have it. Okay. And Yenta versus Primal is going to be a Zerg versus Protoss. Once again on Eclipse. Let's switch that stream over. +2 Hydras can fight mutas quite well. Super interesting. Okay. Let's hop into the game. Our final game of the day. Once again, if you type in !CPL, you can get a link to the CPL Discord. If you're not already part of it, it's a great opportunity to have more of the game. Why are we like this? Alright, we have Teal Zerg in the top right against Red Protoss in the bottom left. And I am going to just very quickly shill for a little bit. !CPL takes you to the CPL Discord. It's a good opportunity. Good things. Also, for hype moments in the cast, please make clips of it and share it in the CPL Clips chat channel of the CPL Discord. You should do that when you're watching basically anybody who is casting CPL, because it helps the league, it helps the staff members, it helps the casters, the streamers, all that stuff. It helps everybody. It's a cool thing to do. So yeah, make clips, do all that thing. Makes it easy to make hype videos, promotional videos, all that sort of thing for the league. And it helps like other players who, like, you know, maybe aren't able to catch the full cast, because it is like 4 hours, so it's pretty understandable that you can't just watch every single cast, because it is set like, you know, 4+, you know, nearly 20 hours a week of casting. So it really helps like bring those hype moments and kind of be like, oh shit, that happened in this game? That's crazy. You know, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So we have the scout on the pylon here from Primal. As they're going for an 11 Forge first. Primal going Forge first. Going the scout, sees the spawning pool, which is probably a good thing to go Forge first then. So they got the scout off on that, and then they'll, you know, have the drone, the probe. They can probably do 14 Nexus depending on what they see. Although with no drone here to build the third, that drone's going straight to the scout. They might want to probably get a couple cannons up, like a gateway and a cannon. Okay, just going a single cannon. No, what? No, why? What? No, what? What? I think the Nexus is off. I think the hatchery is a little off center. Well, that's fine, because you can just build your third hatchery on center, and it's like, yeah, okay. It's like if this was built in the main, right? Like, imagine if you went 2 hatch in the main, right? That's what this was. This was a main hatch that aspired to be a natural hatchery. There's still room for it to be in the regular place. See? And it even distracted the probe away from blocking this hatch. So really, who's winning the mind games here? Yep, and he sees only the 1 paired Zergling, so he doesn't have to build more than a single cannon. And now he's just waiting to see what the tech is. So there's the extractor. I would like to see the probe kind of duck down in the natural just to get the confirmation that it is a 3 hatch. Yep. They are, they're playing StarCraft. Not much to say about Jesus Christ, that's very funny. Does the probe get out? Yeah, probe gets out. Probe gets out with only hitting once on... Ooh, 4 hatch. Where's the 4th hatch? 4th hatch? Oh my god. Well, now the probe is absolutely going to see that. So they're going to be able to count the hatches, and they know they've seen the den. So it definitely knows that there's a Hydra bus coming. And that is going to be the cannons here, right? I mean, they're going to have to build the extra cannons in order to defend against the Hydras. Corsair on the way. No lair on the way for the Zerg. I think that should probably start pretty soon. Hydra speed started. Lair should start fairly soon after that. Yeah. Stargate finishes. Corsair Citadel starts. And we should see those gateways added on here. So you can get up into the Templar tech and have the Stormers. Overlords. I don't know where the... Okay, first Corsair isn't out yet, but as soon as it gets out, it's just going to come right across the map just to confirm what the Zerg is doing and be like, okay, there's 4 hatcheries. There's a Hydraless den. Oh boy. Setting up to take their 3rd base for the Zerg. And Protoss is, yep, throwing down those cannons in order to, you know, have enough to be able to defend when the Hydra bus comes. Yep, Corsair gets the scout, sees the Overlord, sees, you know, the Hydra den, gets a read on the Hydra count. Okay, yep, runs away right as the Hydras rally over, comes up into the main, sees the Evo, sees hatchery, lair, no Spire. Bot in the chat wanting people to buy followers. Let me just go ahead and pause real quick to I don't know how to ban them. How do I let me pause. Hold on. We're pausing. We're just gonna pause the game real quick to point at the bot and laugh and ban this person. Just do /ban, right? /ban. Alright, back to the game. Back to your regularly scheduled program. We have a Corsair. Okay, gateway count being updated by Primal, Hydra count being updated by Yenta, and the Overlords are getting into the position where they can, you know, not get murdered. So yeah, after that first Corsair, Primal doesn't make any more, and is just going full onto the gateways. Templar Archives hasn't started yet, so that's a little bit behind. So it looks like we're just going straight up into just a bunch of speed lots. Double Forge upgrades. You know what? This is fun. I like this. So we're going to have 1/1 speed lots fighting these Hydralisks here, which will have +1 attack, right? Yeah. Fortunately, they're hitting just a little bit too early for the ground weapons to work, and with the Hydras blocking up the ramp, the Zelts aren't going to be able to get anything done. The Sim City here with the Sunken Colony, they won't be able to get anything done there either. And really, it is just going to be, yeah, pretty, not much. Pro tip, just lurker contain Primal. Okay, so people in the chat, you have a pro tip for playing against Primal now. Yeah. Singularity charge on the way. So I think the timing here is a little off. Usually you want to make sure well, I mean, they're getting both, so it should be fine. But Singularity charge is a bit late. You want to get like your Robo out and get observers and then the Singularity charge for Dragoon range, so that to fight lurkers. And there's the Robo, so never mind. Primal's just doing their thing. They're better at this game than I am, so just not going to criticize them. Again, Corsair gets another free scout, sees the double Evos. Yenta getting their third base established, especially that third gas. Primal, once these High Templar kind of start matriculating into the main army, they're going to be able to be a pretty scary force, right? Like a single storm on this ramp. What the Zealots couldn't break earlier, now they're absolutely going to be able to. Lurkers coming down, being morphed up here. But now we have Dragoons, Zealots. It's a pretty healthy Protoss army. A lot of gateways. Well, 5 gateways. We could have more gateways. Build more gateways. We need more of these. Yeah. But again, pretty healthy army here from Primal. It's just observatory on the way, so we will have observers. It's just, I guess the issue is that they don't have the observers now, and they are pushing. We're gonna have to wait for that first observer to kind of rally across the map. Corsair does see some lurkers. I think it saw that lurker. And here's the counterattack by Yenta, but that won't get much done. Except we have a probe in the third base. Please send some zealots or something to defend this. Oh, Yenta. Oh, Yenta with the star sense. Catching this base being built. Gonna be able to kill that probe. Well, no. That single Zergling is not gonna be able to deny this whole base. But it is going to trigger Primal's, like, computer AI to bring his entire army home. High Templar Cuirass? This guy. This is the High Templar Cuirass. Or Karis, right? I think that's how they... Isn't that a... That's a guy in StarCraft 2, I think. It's this one. This is his origin story. Someone's never played StarCraft 2. Cuirass. I played... You fucker. I played StarCraft 2. I am like the #1 StarCraft 2 apologist on the CPL server, okay? So I will not live for this slander that I have not played StarCraft 2, okay? This fucking blight on my goddamn reputation as like the person where every time StarCraft 2 is mentioned in the CPL server, I come in and fucking start defending it, okay? Okay? Called here. Named after a fucking planet looking at... Okay. Focus on the StarCraft. StarCraft game. So we should get a super... Someone's... Pretty sure he's referencing me. I'm not. Maybe then. Listen, I was just referencing. You're not even named after an asteroid. Looking at. That is not enough. That is too many lurk. Well, no, just one storm. Let's see. Let's go. That's a pretty good storm. All right, now hit attack lurkers. Let's fucking go. Get shit on, please. Attack in. Can we attack in? That didn't hit anybody. Well, how much? 3 kills on Karis. Now the Zerglings are going to come in and kill him off. No, wait, hold on, no. Well, no, this batch of reinforcements, yeah, this attack doesn't even work. I don't know how many extra storms we have. I think we have like 1. Yeah, well, no, that's an okay storm. We're getting pretty good fights here. Pretty good fights here for the Protoss, but now we are out of storms. No, we're not. Oh, and then Karis turns into an Archon. We have 1 more storm. That's okay. So, see, the thing is, we are getting decent storms, which is better than not getting decent storms. Storm to... Oh, the Archon needs to hit those Zerglings. Archon needs to hit the Zerglings. Fucking get him. Dude, that Archon... Dude, Karis died not killing anything. I think they Escalade the character. Escalade the carrier. Corsair, how do you feel about that Escalade? Your namesake, your inherited name just fucking died. Karis had 3 kills, okay? And then he became an Archon and did nothing. Jesus Christ, that was 16 Hydralisks in production. Alright, now we're getting into that fucking juicy late game ZVT. Right? Karis doesn't even have an auto attack in StarCraft 1. Escalade, you do not get a refund. All sales are final. Another big push out here from Primal. No High Templar with this army, but again, we're getting to a point. I think Adrenal Gland. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, here's the hero fucking Templar. Melted that mineral line. Here's the push at the front here. A lot of lurkers though, so this isn't gonna work, right? We only have 1 High Templar with the army. So yeah, this is the real High Templar hero in here. Primal getting their 4th base down at the bottom right. That's pretty good. Meanwhile, Yenta's just scouting around trying to find it. Yenta getting up into 4 bases, and really, 4-gas Zerg is scary, right? Like, you need to be on top of your game to fight 4-gas Zerg. 3-gas Zerg, you can contain it, but 4-gas Zerg, they get fucking Ultralisks to fight. They just throw everything at you. So you have to actually be good at the game to fight against a Zerg with 4 gases. Can you drop? You can't drop in here. No. Yeah. This is all like undroppable, walkable terrain. At 3 o'clock. 1, 2, 3. Can you drop behind the Nat in that gap area? No. Jesus, Storm's a good unit. Here? Yeah, you can't, yeah, it would be sick, but it would be busted because you just, Terran would just drop siege tanks in here every single game. So here comes the big attack. Ooh, Storm on the Lurker eggs. Let's follow it up. Let's see another Storm on the eggs. That's so many eggs. Yes! Ooh, Clone Storms. Love to see it, but that Storm somehow missed the eggs. Please, we need another Storm on the eggs. Oh my god. We are out of storms. We're out of storms. And no, 1 big storm on the eggs. Alright, melting through so many lurkers for free. Finishing off the Zerglings now again. Oh god, but the reinforcements from Yenta. So here's the thing, right? Once you need to start more. Once Zergling gets up into Hive Tech and they get those like Adrenal Gland Lings, you need Archons. Like, you just need to be like, I don't even want to get storms, I just need Archons with my main army. And you need to get, you need to start building Reavers. Like, you need to start just throwing a Robo at every single base and building Reavers at all of them. It's like literally the only way to fight like late games. Yeah, now I think Yenta is just going to start rallying across the map. You can see that the supplies are even, which favors the Zerg. And Yenta can just keep running these lurkers up, right? With 2 lurkers getting up and behind the base here. Now, they should get cleaned up pretty easily. But, yeah, like, Primal definitely is like, he's just a scouting lurker, huh? How is this lurker alive? Okay. Archon coming up, but it does die kind of immediately. That lurker's just vibing. He's having a great... Nope. Don't kill him. No! Run! Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out. Unfortunate. But Primal does kind of break, I guess, the pseudo-contain. But Yenta's getting up to this base, and they're going to have 6 gases. Probably only... Yeah, they're going to have like 5-ish gases because they're about mined out at their main. Yeah, so now here comes the Seesaw. Where Primal's going to try to push in, probably, and keep him off of this base. or just try to open this up so that they can take this base as well, right? It's a lot of, God, could you imagine a storm on these eggs? That'd be so nice. Bug Lagoon Lorecast. Now I have to come up with what the fuck this story is. Okay. Alright. Remember how fucking at the very beginning of the campaign, the Protoss had to fucking eradicate all the Zerg on Chowsara? This is what happened. They had fucking Executor Primal and the fucking unnamed teal Zerg brood. Yenta, the Cerebrit, came and they fucking are fighting over this shit. This is like the advanced group trying to clear the way so that they can purify the whole goddamn planet. I mean, that's just a lot of Zerg. It is a lot of Zerg. As the fucking swarm is just coming over across the ridge here, we have a fucking brave goddamn task force sent out by the Executor to try and just do more storms. Three High Templar and a Zealot to escort them, heading deep behind the Zerg into the Zerg hive cluster. Oh god, please look at all those. Yeah. Oh no, we're just gonna have to keep going. The Zealot is left behind, and as the High Templar are just gonna have to get loaded off, they lose their shuttle. They're now stuck behind enemy territory. The Chupacabra brood, is that what they're called? Sick. Anyways, these High Templar are stuck behind enemy territory, picked off one by one, and this brave fucking task force was completely taken out. They failed in their mission as the Zerg is continuing to infest and control this planet. The final remnants of Garm is orange, I think. The final remnants of fucking Primal's forces, they keep reinforcing. They're establishing an exterior base that the Zerg is, as of now, unaware of. But the recurring Zerg attacks are preventing the Protoss from making any significant moves further on the surface of the planet. Another shuttle is sent out. Exactly, the fucking Primal is desperate at this point, and the Scourge hit. Only a single High Templar was able to make it out, but that squad also was fucking eliminated. The Zerglings again. Every inch that the Protoss try to take, there's just Zerg, and they are angry and here to kill them. Zerg are now also expanding the hive cluster down in the bottom right corner, right across from where Primal's Protoss is set up. Huge storms as this fucking army is pushing once more deep. They're drilling deep into the Zerg territory, trying to get something done, trying to see if they can maybe get some damage done on the main hive cluster here. But as more Zerglings are spawning and more Zerglings are reinforcing from the ancillary colonies, this group is going to get surrounded. And it looks like the Zerglings are just going to start tearing through everything that the Protoss is sending to help. Single Archon, unfortunately, is trapped behind his own forces and taken out extremely quickly by reinforcing Zerglings. But the Protoss fight through. They're going to be able to start taking out some of the primary Zerg structures. It's going to leave Yenta, the teal brood, struggling to reinforce with some of their higher tech units. Again, the problem is, as more and more Zerglings come, eventually, Zerglings are cheap, Zerglings are easy to kill, but there are shitloads of them. And Primal's gonna, the Dragoons are gonna have to try to retreat, and hope that they can match up with their reinforcing forces. 2 fresh Archons coming in. +3 attack means that they will be one-shotting Zerglings regardless of upgrades on either side. I mean, oh, just turn around. And unfortunately, yeah, Primal is issuing the retreats to his forces. But, I mean, honestly, this small group of Zerglings is just harassing them all the way back to their base. when these forces could turn around and fight them. But Primal wants to make sure that his boys are safe, and bring them all back to base, regroup, and send out once everyone is kind of like resupplied. Meanwhile, behind this, Yenta's brood is reestablishing their Hydralisk den. Doesn't look like they're getting into any like exterior tech. Another shuttle taken out by the extremely well-placed Trap Scourge. Yeah. Protoss forces once again move across the planet, hoping to try and secure it and prevent the Zerg. I mean, honestly, this is... You get enough Archons piled up, and they are going to start melting through Zerglings. Could you imagine? Storm kind of on top of Yenta's own guys. Oh, that is a huge storm. Another storm kind of on open space, but here's the thing, there's no lurkers. I don't know where the lurkers for Yenta actually are at. There's only 3 over here, and Primals just keep pushing into the main base, right? 4 lurkers are being built, but they're not being built here. And that means that Primal's going to be able to get up into the main, and Primal's going to start being able to take... Oh no, they are being built here. But we do have observers. So Primal fully prepared to destroy this base. And yes, Storm right on that corner there, picks off a couple Zerglings. And yeah, Primal is in the main base. I don't think he has enough units to actually like fully take it out. But, well no, never mind, because Yenta is kind of just giving up on it. The observer is just out of position to be able to spot these lurkers. Shoot. One more shot. Okay. Ooh, barely saved that Dragoon. Zealot's getting on top of the spawning pool. Fenris is team. Gotcha. Okay, so this is the Fenris. And again, yeah, like all these tech structures are just being taken out. The Hydra Den once again getting taken out. Both of the evolution chambers are gone, which I mean isn't too bad because the Zerg is on +3/+3/+2, so they don't really need the evolution chambers anymore. But yeah, this whole base is getting taken out. Primal is resupplying up, and I mean really the important thing there is that Primal's Protoss forces are taking out so many hatcheries, right? The larva count that Yenta's going to be able to access has basically been halved. And, well, okay, here's where Yenta's army at. Yenta's army is just rotating their side of the map to now also take this corner base. Which is pretty good, but again, the Zerg has not yet, like, rebuilt the Hydra Den. In fact, they're having to wait for the spawning pool to finish before they can rebuild their main army. Well, Primal is just, you know, remaxed, right? And they can start trying to hit at whatever weak points the Zerg has available. The primary hive cluster has been cleared, and so now it is just a cleanup of these smaller ones before that they can like expand back out and rebuild. I think these Zealots could run up here and take out this base as well. That's 3 more hatcheries and the Spire that would get destroyed. But I think Primal, it looks like Primal's giving the decision, the orders, to just run back. Oh, that's a lot of please catch these drones, please catch these drones, please catch these drones. Oh my god. Unfortunately, all the rest of the army was just too far forward. That is 12 drones that are going to be able to get away for free, right? But Primal, his forces saw that. So, the only question is, it looks like Primal doesn't want to actually go for this base. He wants to really just keep pushing on the Zerg. Now, they're taking it up here. The good storms on these ridges will open it up. Now, there's only really... Lurkers are the only real big threat here, but again, the pack is insane. And there really isn't a tech here to deal with like, plus the Zergs. There's some Archons, but yeah, Primal just unfortunately isn't really... I'm not sure where the rest of his army is. He feels like he's fighting in such low amounts that the Zerg, the just massive Zerg is able to just kind of wash over the Protoss and keep killing them. Again, late game, you really like the Primals, like they just aren't getting the Robotech. They decided they don't need it to deal with this infestation. But you know, maybe they don't. But as the Zerg is reinforcing here, Primal is not sending more of his units to reinforce. And the Zerg is finally, they have their second colonies up, they have enough lurkers burrowed here. Like, and they're just not reinforcing, right? Like, what is going on? Yeah. Like, honestly, yeah, if this reinforcement had happened like 30 seconds earlier, this base would be dead. Unfortunately, it didn't until, like, the reinforcements didn't come until that entire first army was already gone, right? So here comes the second wave, and I think the second wave still should be, oh shit, Observer died. So I think the second wave should still be able to clear this. Actually, I don't even know, right? Because reinforcing Hydralisk, the Zealots are all gone because they were getting like pummeled by the Lurkers. And now, with more Hydras coming, okay, Storm's on the eggs, double storm. Yeah, no, the reinforcing Hydras, again, if these Zealots immediately come up here and start reinforcing, probably would break this base, but he's just not doing that. Storm on the fucking High Temple. That is not good. And that's the thing, Primal down to only one mining base. Huge storm coming in on this base here. The thing is, Yenta has traded so efficiently. The Zerg Hive cluster has been fucking, like, struggling to maintain its positions. It's deeply entrenched into the surface of Shao Solid. At this point, it has enough leftover like resources in its coffers to just be able to keep reinforcing, and so every wave that Primal has sent that isn't a killing blow is just the Zerg draining more and more of the planet and rebuilding, like remaxing on Zerglings, on Lurkers, on Hydralisks, on producing off of their bases. Yeah, no, this is not good for the Protoss player. Like, this is not enough to break this now. And I think with only one mining base that is completely dried up, this is Primal's last chance to even attempt to get into the game. But even once you break this, you have all this to break through. You have this to fight. Well, this is kind of dead. But you also have all this to break through, right? So I just don't see this working. And I think this is going to be Primal having to give up the planet and just fucking, yeah, let Yenta have it. The Zerg is going to take this game and overrun the Protoss position. And overrun the last game of the CPL for the day. More deep dive in here. One last hit squad. These haven't been working out as well as, oh my god. Ooh, the Scourge, the Jukes. The Jukes. That's gonna slow down, but the drones are going to really great drone pulls by Yenta. Like, they're doing a great job. That's also a lot of drones there. Storm, oh, 15 drones taken out. Of course, that's not enough to really save the game because Yenta still has mining bases, but it's pretty cool. The Scourge should catch this. Well, the Corsair, the shuttle looks like it actually is going to be retreating, and nope. Unfortunately, it will get picked off. And I don't think Primal really has any outs here. And unfortunately, I think it really just came down to when they were sending guys into attack, they weren't sending all their guys into attack. They weren't like consistently reinforcing, right? Like, they were almost breaking this position, and then they had like this much supply back at home because it wasn't like being consistently routed back, like told to go and route back up and continue destroying the Protoss, continue destroying the Zerg. And with the Doom setting in, Primal GGs, and Yenta takes full control over the cliff. groups. And that was the last game of the day. But that is not the last CPL cast of the day. GG's to Yenta. And so, if you still want to watch some good CPL cast stuff, in about 3.5 hours, there's going to be a coach show match hosted on the main CPL channel that y'all should watch today. It's a good time. If you're in the CPL, you get to see your coaches play, build up hype for the coaches that you're gonna get in tomorrow's team reveal stream, and yeah, that's all I got for today. Forbug, you never got. Forbug, what group were you in week 2? And I'll get you.